after all of this time. And he said, hey, my life has calmed down now, and I think that I'm ready to try again. I think that I'm ready to have, this relationship thing with you. Kim was in the same space. She said, okay, let's go out on a date. They went on the date. She said it went really well, really well. Tom said he expressed his intentions that he wanted to be in a relationship, but Kim said, I just want to take it slow. Let's just continue to date and see how things go. Well, they continued to date. Their relationship got intimate, and they've been spending all of this time together. Well, 1 month into rekindling her relationship with Tom, Waylon pops up, y'all. Waylon pops up in the Instagram DMs, and he hit her with the hey, big head. He hit her with the hey, how are you? Now, remember I said Waylon was first everything. So Kim had seen Waylon throughout the years, right? When they have mutual friends that have, that either got married or reunions and things. But up until this point, they hadn't communicated or seen each other for about a year and a half. So he messages her on Instagram, says, hey, how are you doing? Kim says, hey, what's going on? Waylon asks to see Kim. Asks Kim, say, hey, can we go grab some lunch? I need a friend. I need a friend. Well, Kim at the time had just come back with her dog, for taking her dog to the vet, and her dog had gotten some shots. And she said, you know what? I don't want to leave my dog right now, but why don't you just come over? I'm making lunch and we can just eat and we can chat and catch up. So he comes over, Kim makes lunch, they chat, they catch up. He begins to tell Kim that he found out that his wife, Elle, was cheating. He found text messages, he found videos, he found photos and things that were being exchanged. So he had it out with his wife, and they were in the process of getting a divorce. Kim, being a good friend, listen, lunch was over. Kim goes to the kitchen to clean up. Waylon comes up behind her, turns her around, plants a kiss on her. Kim says she kissed him back, and verbatim per Kim's words, it went from the kissing to being bent over on the desk next to the kitchen. They had sex. She said it was good, but immediately she said, oh, that shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have happened. So she said, you know what? Okay, that can't happen again. I'll be your friend, but we should have done it. Because remember, she was really into Tom, right? She's really into Tom. Well, Waylon says, okay, I understand. Let's just keep in touch and let's just be friends. So brushes that off. We're moving to Thanksgiving now. We get to Thanksgiving. So this is about a week or so later. We're at Thanksgiving. The Saturday after Thanksgiving, she's having a girls' day with her mom and her sisters. She's out getting pedicures. Here pops Waylon up again. Waylon says a message, says, hey, I'm in the area. Are you free? Can I come over? Kim said, sure, why not? He comes over to the house again. And what do y'all think happened when he came over to the house the second time? What happened when he came over to the house the second time? Okay, bam, bam. Not the shocker. Okay, y'all are special today. Yes, he came over. They had sex again, but this time they made it upstairs to the bedroom. Had sex again in the bed. Kim immediately was like, oh my goodness, this is happening again, okay? Well, after doing that, she talked to Waylon. She said, listen, this really cannot happen again. I want to interject in this story, okay? So after she saw Waylon the first time she saw Waylon, immediately after that happened, she came in after on a Wednesday and told us the story up to this point. So when she told us part of this story, Tom was actually coming over. So her question was, should she tell Tom? So those of you that know the story, obviously, but there's a lot of new folks in here, okay? I want to know what your opinion is. So she's dating Tom, really likes Tom. They're getting intimate. They don't have a commitment, but Tom says he wants to be in a relationship. She slept with Waylon twice. Tom is coming over. Should she tell Tom what's happening? Would you tell the other person if that you've been sleeping with somebody else? I don't know the bag. Would you tell? Should you tell? Yes, no? Yes, you should tell. No, don't tell. I ain't saying nothing. Yes, tell. Well, Tom came over after they had that last tryst. Tom came over, and she did actually end up telling Tom. She told Tom what had happened. She hadn't heard from Waylon since. She told Tom what happened. And Tom actually told her that he was grateful that she told him. She was grateful that she told him, but he still wanted to continue dating. He still wanted to continue dating. He's still interested in her. I believe right now, I believe Waylon reached out after she told this entanglement last week. Waylon had reached out one more time. Kim said, I'm not doing this. If we ever meet up again, it has to be in public. But as of today, I believe Kim and Tom are doing just fine. I don't know if Kim is in the comments now, but she's doing just fine. They're doing just fine. Okay, new sheet of paper. All right, everybody. Is tonight's guest in the building? Is tonight's guest here? If you're here, if you're here, I need you to please hit the box because we are ready for a new entanglement. We are ready for a brand new entanglement. Oh gosh. All right, if y'all are here for tonight's guest, I see the emojis popping in there. Put the emojis of if you're here for tonight's guest. It looks like it's the orange there. I see the orange. Put the oranges in the comments. Oh boy, I'm ready. Okay, guys, tonight's guest. Let's see, make sure she hits the box. How ironic too. I have an orange marker for tonight's notes. Look at God. Hello, Sugar. How are you? I'll put you in the video box.
I'm good. How are you? Oh God, don't make me big. My hair's a mess too.
I feel extra lonely when you're in the small box on the phone. So.
Okay, as long as you feel loved.
I feel. Listen, and
this we don't have any entanglements. We can't have any entanglements.
No, this was nothing but coincidence because this is what the only marker I grabbed. So look how that works out. Okay, everybody, please welcome Sugar to Entanglements. Sugar reached out and said, "I have entanglements." And she is here today. All right, I know that Jess covered all of the rules, but we're going to go over them again one more time. Okay, so this is a featured show, so no cursing in the box. I'm going to need you to touch the screen and click the comments off. I'm going to do the same. I need you to focus. It's just me and you talking, and then we've got some, the audience just not so quietly in the background, but we have to keep the comments off or we won't get through the story because they cut up in there. You've been in the comments before, and I know you see how it gets. All right. We're going to take it low and slow. I'm going to ask questions. We'll take notes, and then we'll get through the story, okay? All right, y'all. Before I turn y'all off to me so Sugar and I can have a conversation, I need to see your drink and snack emojis in the comments if you are ready for tonight's entanglement. Drink and snack emojis in the comments. I need you to run them up with them drink and snack emojis in the comments. So ready for this. You are ready for this. Okay. All right. All right, for those of you that are just joining us right now, this is Entanglements with me, Itsjillybaby. If you just came in the building, you are here at the perfect time because we are getting tonight's entanglement from Sugar right now. All right, let me turn myself this way so I am not behind the box. Okay, so we always start out with, you need to tell us who the names of the players in the story are. So we have you, of course, and then give me the names of the other people in the story, fake names, or however you want to do it, letters, numbers, whatever.
J.
J, okay. It's not Prince J, is it?
No, there's nothing.
Okay, it's not Prince J, y'all. See, clarified that because I know some of y'all was gonna say that. See, look, I didn't even need to see the comments.
No streamers.
Okay, J, who else?
And then Amanda.
Amanda, okay. Anybody else?
And we're gonna call him Mitch.
Mej? No, Mitch. She said Mitch. Okay.
Always cheating on me.
I've been trying to get Mej on this show. Okay, Mitch. Got it. Okay.
You know he got some stories. I'm sure.
Okay, so you gotta coax my. All right, so there's you, there's Sugar, there's Jay, there's Amanda, and there's Mitch. Okay. And then give us a time frame. When is this starting? So we can just kind of have a time frame of that.
So rapidly, kind of from beginning to end, kind of. So we're gonna say like a 6-month period.
Okay, so when was this? Like last year, 2 years ago? If I was to give us
a year and a half ago.
Okay, well, so give me a month and a year. Sorry.
So we started in July of 21 of 19.
July of 2019.
July of 20. Don't give me
Oh, so this is middle of COVID.
You got, yes.
Okay, July 2020. Oh, you had a COVID.
We didn't make
COVID entanglement. Okay. Anyway, July of 2020. All right. Take it from the top.
All right. So ironically, I actually met Jay on a profile on Plenty of Fish.
Okay. Met Jay on Plenty of Fish. And how did you meet him? You met him in the streaming. He slid in your DMs. How'd you guys meet?
So this was before streaming was on the app, because me and Jay, we met years ago.
Got it. Okay.
So,
Did he slide into your DMs? You slid into his?
I had just got out of an 8-year relationship.
Uh-huh.
So my sister had actually set me up with a POF account. Yeah, how nice.
If you talk to best friend was on Entanglements too, and her sister made a profile for her as well and got her into her. It's like,
no more sisters making profiles, y'all.
All right, so you met Jay on POF prior to live stream.
Yes.
To live stream, and your sister made the account for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so sister created account. Now, did she create it with you, or did she literally make it all and type all the information?
So she created it all herself.
Okay.
She didn't tell me about it until we came home from the bar. It was my birthday that night.
Mm-hmm.
So we come home from the bar and she shows me it, and then we just start going through profiles, and there's this man and he's got his body out, and of course I'm drunk.
Okay.
So I hit with a thirst message.
Well, do you remember what the message was?
Yeah, it was something about, I see that you're thirsty, but I have enough fluids that can take care of you. It was something like that, or I can make you wet enough. Yeah, I was drunk. So I want to see
in the comments, what's the thirstiest message you've ever seen or sent? Y'all be honest, don't lie. That was pretty good though. I mean, I'm just, your body wet. What's you know what? The people putting the periods in there is probably, I believe it. It was good. That was a good one. Okay, you got enough fluids. Okay, got enough fluids. Okay, someone said a nude with top. Okay, okay. Came home from the bar with your sister, and she showed you the profile, your profile, and this is Jay. This is how you introduced yourself to Jay.
I should have left him there.
Okay, so slid in Jay's DMs, enough fluid. All right, okay. And how did he respond? Do you remember?
We just started having conversation, it was the LOL, and I think we exchanged numbers like right away.
Okay.
Started talking, and we were talking for like 2, maybe 3 weeks before we met up.
Okay.
Went out, had like 2 more dates after that, and then I was stigmatized.
Okay. Now, you said you just spoke on the phone for 2 to 3 weeks and then met up for the first time. Okay. And where did you guys meet? Meet up. Okay. Was the picture, you didn't get the picture and the real life in alignment?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. It definitely had me ready to leak my fluids.
Okay. I would say y'all put the drip, but the app banned the damn drip emojis because you can't put that. Okay, at restaurant, and he looked just as good or better than his picture?
I'd say better. Yeah.
Okay. Look better in person. Date. So first date went well. Personality, all of that was great.
Yeah, it was different from what I had before.
Now, was he the first person that you had met off the app? So this was
on any date.
Asian.
Wow. Okay. I'm Hawaiian, just in case you're. Okay, me first at a restaurant. All right, so and you guys met in person. You look better in person. Great date. Great date. All right. So the first date, you just had a date, and then you guys went your separate ways.
We went our separate ways.
Okay, so nothing else happened. All right. So then after that, more dates and.
Yeah, it was another dinner, and then it was a night of drinking that led to.
And this is all happening. So you spoke for 2 to 3 weeks, and then this dating period before you got any type of intimate was how?
Like a week and a half.
A week and a half. So you guys saw each other.
A few days. We had a date, and then it was there.
Okay. And I'm guessing that after the third date of drinking is when it went
Yeah,
down.
yeah, and it just kind of everything from there like spiraled really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I said, I just got out of an 8-year relationship and I left my home, moved in with my little sister. Maybe that's why she made me an account. It was like, honey, it's time to go. um,
Okay.
and he actually had his own place and he had asked me to move in. And
Like that. So after we're talking, what is this? 4 weeks? A month?
yeah, we moved in at the 6-week period.
At 6 weeks. In the comments, those of you here in the comments, what is the quickest you've ever dated and moved in with somebody? Is 6 weeks too fast? What say you? None. Never. 3 weeks. 6 months. Okay. Led to, okay, so you moved in after 6 weeks. Now, quick question, how long had you been living with your sister at this time? Like, how long had you been out of the relationship? So 60 days, 30 days with your sister, and then 45 days.
That relationship was already starting to dissolve, and he had a baby behind my back. So
your 8-year relationship. Okay, just got everything. All right, for those of you, if you're just jumping in the building right now, welcome to Entanglements with me, Itsjillybaby. We have Sugar in the box right now, giving us her entanglement. So far, the entanglement involves Sugar, Jay, Amanda, and Mitch. Right now, we've just met Jay. Okay, so in July of 2020, it started off. Sugar just got out of an 8-year relationship and moved in with her little sister. Her little sister went ahead and, I'm not going to let my little sister be down for too long. So she created a POF account for her. Created a POF account. And one night they were out to the bar and they got home from drinking. And she said, hey, guess what I did? And they started going through the POF account, the DMs. And Sugar came across Jay and his thirst trap picture and pretty much responded in the DMs that she has enough fluids. Jay apparently liked that, responded back, and they started talking. They immediately exchanged phone numbers. They started talking on the phone for about 2 to 3 weeks, and they finally had their first date. She said the date went great. He looked better in person than in the pictures. And they proceeded for the next week and a half to see each other almost every other day, which led to them, of course, the third date. They had a lot of drinking and they ended up having sex, and then they led to moving in. Yes, within 6 weeks, y'all, she had moved in with him and out of her little sister's house. All right. So you move in. Now what?
So it was nice. We had the honeymoon stage in the beginning. Now, unfortunately, he wasn't the man he portrayed himself to be.
Oh.
So we had a relationship that totaled 5 years of just pure
5 years. Okay. All right.
So I'm a survivor, a domestic violence survivor.
Okay.
So this entanglement was kind of a blessing at the end of the day, but we'll get to that.
Okay. All right. So you move in and you said honeymoon stage. How long does the honeymoon stage last? Or do you start to notice things immediately?
It was like within three months, I start to see like the red flags.
Okay. So 3 months in.
Yeah. And then 6 months, he started his cheating.
Okay. So how do we jump to that? So what are some of the red flags? So how does this?
His anger. Because see, I actually was given a heads up by a previous baby mother.
Okay, how many baby mamas does Jay have?
I make number 3.
Oh, you guys have a kid. Okay, we jump into all parts and layers of this story. All right, so when you met him, you knew that he had children. So
yeah, because he had shared custody.
Okay, so he has 2 baby mothers. You said from one. All right, so we're gonna put a little size up here. So Jay, okay. And how soon into this relationship did you I guess meet them? Once you moved in, or before you moved in, you had known the?
I had met her when I moved in.
When you moved, okay.
And then we actually had a talk. I want to say it was probably like 2 weeks after that. Me and her were able to find time, woman to woman, to have conversations, and
okay. And that relationship was good. He takes care of his kid. Like all of that was in the beginning. In the beginning.
Made it seem like it, but yeah.
Okay. So early on, you said one of his baby mamas warned you that what?
Yeah, that about his abusive past, and it was funny because when we had that conversation, that is when his ex-wife, which was his other baby mother, showed up. So it was all three of us now having a conversation. And, you know, they were letting me know about some of the trials and tribulations that they had went through in the relationship of dealing with him.
And how far in are we at this point when you guys have this conversation?
That was at that 2 week.
The 2 weeks. So the three of you. So yeah. It's you, her, and the ex-wife all coming in. Okay.
Yeah. And you know, you're in the honeymoon stage. You're like, oh, everybody's relationship is different. No, not me. So okay. I continue.
Okay. So you said about the first 3 months. So up to this point, let's say at towards the first 3 months. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Oh, you forgot the sound was on. Why you always tell me to turn my sound off? Y'all be here every week. Y'all didn't remind me to turn the sound off. Scared me. That wasn't you. That was me.
No, I
was myself. Okay, so the first three months of the honeymoon phase. So you move in. The first 3 months are fine for the most part, and in that first 3 month period, you have a conversation with the ex-wife and the baby mama in that honeymoon period that just, hey, just giving you a heads up, you know, this is what we've kind of gone through, just be careful, but you still push through. Right. Okay. All right. So when does, so talk to me about where this story goes after the honeymoon phase. What starts to happen?
So around that 6 month period, I found out he was cheating because he swiped the wrong credit card.
Ooh, explain that. Break that down.
So he was having like a little side secret relationship, come to find out, with one of the waitresses up at his job. And
what does he do?
He's a chef.
As a chef, okay.
And one day he told me he was working, and then my credit card went off, and it was the Holiday Inn.
Wait, why do you have your credit card?
We had joint accounts and everything already. I'm secure in my bag, boo boo. You need to. Yeah.
At 6 months, you guys have joint accounts?
I need alerts for everything. I got to secure my bag. If we have business now. We co-owners.
Okay, hold wait a minute. Wait a minute. How do y'all feel in the comments? 6 months in joint account. 6 months
together, living together.
I know. 6 months in joint account. Okay.
No, he still had his account. I still had my account. We just got alerts, but there was one that was together, and he swiped the card.
Okay. Found out cheating. Okay, because he was okay. All right. So cheating. So he swiped the wrong card. And it said Holiday Inn.
Yep.
So he was chefing it up at work and chefing it up with the waitress. Is this Amanda or no? Oh, we ain't even got to Amanda yet.
Jilly, you need a whole like 4
hours. Let's focus on this one. I feel like you got more stories, but we're gonna get this one out of you. Wrong card, Holiday Inn. Okay. So you see the alert. How many of y'all have alerts that come to y'all phone? How many of y'all have alerts that come to y'all phone for your credit cards? All right. If y'all don't, y'all should, because look what happened.
Yes. Facts.
Okay. So swipe, and you. So where are you when this happens? Are you at home?
Unfortunately, Jilly, at this time, I am thinking that I'm waiting for him to get off of work because I'm at the hospital miscarrying with our first child because I got pregnant instantly.
You got this alert while you were in the hospital. And did he know you were in the hospital?
Yeah. Since he was a chef and he was also a management position, he had to wait for somebody to relieve him. So that is what I was being told in a text message because it was busy at work.
You said, I'm at the hospital having a miscarriage. And he said, I'm busy at work. And while you're there, your phone then goes off again. Yep. With the charge.
Now, not only that, but because he was at work, at work, I actually had to phone a friend to take me to the hospital because he had my vehicle because he didn't have his own at that time. Yeah, so it was
sugar.
I know. Look. I should have as soon as I left that hospital when I was good, I should have.
Yeah, we can have a group discussion after this. All right. So you were at the. Okay. He had his own place. He had a job, but he didn't have a car, and you guys are sharing. They said, "Oh, you were at the hospital."
I had to give this credit when I first met him because, girl, he would ride his bike literally what would be a 30-minute drive, 2.5 hours to and from work. That's how dedicated he was at work. So to me, I'm looking at him like, you're a man. You know what I mean? You're dedicated. You're going to collect that bag. You're doing anything.
On your first date, did you pick him up or did he ride his bike to the date?
It was at his job.
At his job. Oh, so he hooked it up. So he didn't even have to pay for the meal. Ooh, look at the skit. Look at this. Y'all see the, oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, let's go back to, so you're at the hospital, you were having a miscarriage. He knew you were there, and then you get an alert that there's a charge at the Holiday Inn. Okay, if y'all are just joining us, welcome to Entanglement with me, Itsjillybaby. We are in the middle of Sugar's entanglement. Sugar was going through a miscarriage. She's at the hospital, and her phone notification just went off, notifying her that her credit card has been swiped by the man she is dating, Jay, and it's a charge at the Holiday Inn. All right, so you see the charge, you see this, and now what?
So of course I gotta, I gotta take care of me. So I let that go. I go home. I wait for him to come. Of course, he was honest. Amazing.
Wait, what did he do? He just walked in and just said, I've been cheating?
Mm-hmm. You know why, Jilly? You know why he finally came home? Because while I was at the hospital, before I got discharged, I called the room because it was the middle of the night, thinking I could get a ride home. And the little girl, because she had just turned 18, answered the phone. He was asleep, and she proceeded to wake him up in a fashion while I was still on to listen.
Wait a minute. Oh, so he didn't admit it. You called. Oh,
yeah. So when he came home, he already knew he had to bear all.
You called the Holiday Inn
mm-hmm.
because it was on your credit card.
They had to connect me to the room.
Connect you to the room. Okay.
Yep.
Oh. And she woke him up. Did you say anything to him on the phone? Anything?
No. So she had answered the phone, but I guess she had placed it down, and that's when you could proceed to hear her waking him up, and then engaging in activities.
You sat there and listened?
Oh yeah, because my homegirl was there, so she had her phone and she was recording it.
The receipts. Oh.
Yeah, I had a receipt.
Wow, called the room, girl answered it, and she forgot that she answered the phone. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. All right. So he comes home and says, what?
First it was, how was your night? You kidding me? Okay. So of course, we got to keep a featured show. I had kind of, allowed myself to get very verbal.
Sure.
And I then left out that night. I stayed gone for a few days. Yeah, collect myself. I went to my mother's. And then of course in those days it's the, oh baby, I love you. I'm sorry. It will never happen again. Ooh, and I'm ready to go and get the hell out of my mom's house. So I go back home. All my stuff's there anyway. I moved in.
Okay.
Everything was great again for a while. We get drawn in by what we all know as the narcissist. So, in and out of there, what I dealt with throughout the years was, he was very abusive. So it's like I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't do anything really.
So when you went back after that first incident, how long before things started to get messy again?
Okay, so it was probably like a year and a half almost.
A year. So you went through a year where you started to know he was being faithful.
Right, because we got pregnant again.
Okay.
Lost that child, got pregnant again, and that's my son that you keep hearing in the background.
Okay. But for a year it was.
Yeah, it was good again, and then.
Okay, so when do we get to these other players? Is this where we're getting here?
Yeah, we about to get there.
Okay, all right.
So, when I was pregnant with my son, that's when the devil in him came back out, and I had actually secured right after I had my son my own place. But after me having my son, he turned all grand again and sucked me back in, and it's like, you got the family unit, so not make it work.
What made you leave the second time and get your own place, or what made you start to secure your own place?
The black eyes, the bloody nose,
Is that when he started hitting you? Is that when the abuse started happening?
Before
When
my
you went back?
yeah, when I went back after that nice little year and a half of niceness, it was,
Okay.
it all broke loose again.
Okay. So you got your own place and left again?
Yeah, so I got my own place. I started setting up, my house, and I was still there though. And I just planned on kind of like doing a swift leave in the middle of the night type of thing after I got myself and everything over here established for me and my son.
Okay.
But then it's like, the woo was there and the family unit, and I allowed him then to move here and us to give up our place where we were living at.
So the new place that you got, that you secured, you moved him in and they got rid of that former place.
Because I felt, we have our son, new house, maybe, new family unit. Let's just try.
Okay.
Try.
Okay.
So, I had got pregnant again, and I had to make a decision to do a DNC on my daughter because she wasn't developing, and that like broke me. Because afterwards he had kind of like up and left, and I was wondering what was going on, and that's where we found out about another female. So COVID then hit. It was like boom boom. So that girl was like, I found out it was like a one night stand. She's in and she's out, because now we're all bunkered in together. Of course, you can't go nowhere.
Right.
We're on lockdown.
Right. So after you had the pregnancy that you had to DNC, he left again.
Yeah, he had left that night.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he left that night to go out because it was on Halloween night. He said he was taking his daughter out, and of course, his daughter showed up to come see her mama too for Halloween.
And so he was out cheating. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So where are we at now? So where do we get into?
Now we're on lockdown and COVID.
Okay.
And it's rough. It's rough. We had just had our twins because I had got pregnant again and I had twins.
You are fertile myrtle.
I did. Oh my gosh, I got a 14-year span in between my children. It was just us. I don't know.
Okay.
So I had my twins.
Okay.
And being trapped in these walls together and everything, and stuff was just starting to lift. It was we were under a lot of stress in the house. But in that time period of COVID lockdown, I had started giving back to the community group and like a wine fairy dusting page on Facebook.
Okay.
And I came across a lot of women, and I became friends with one named Amanda.
Okay.
So
you started this hobby during COVID. Okay. Okay. What is it called? Wine what?
Wine fairies.
Wine fairy.
Anybody see that? Is this being recorded so I can watch the comments at a later time?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Wine fairies. Are you guys familiar with wine fairies? What's a wine fairy?
Okay, so we were all over the news and everything.
All right. What are wine fairies? Give us a quick.
You know how years ago when you were a kid you had the ding dong ditch game? Well, this is what you do to other women during COVID. You just kind of went and you put wine or you put goodies, toilet paper, Lysol, whatever. It was just like you dusted their front door and you just rang the doorbell and you go and you try to catch
your fairy. With wine. Let me have somebody leave me some good wine on the front door.
Every time my doorbell rang, you're running like, what is it now?
What is it now? Okay, so you got involved in this little wine fairy group. Okay, and this is where you met Amanda.
I met Amanda.
Okay.
Yes. So
tell us about Amanda.
Amanda's married.
Amanda's married. Okay.
She actually was a neighbor to a cousin of mine. So it's like I had already kind of like seen her before we met officially throughout these groups. I seen her in passing, so it was kind of comfortable, when we were at events and hanging out.
Okay.
Started being a friend. You're coming over to the house. You're hanging out with me. You're hanging out with the kids. I'm, going over to your house because
we're in what, middle of COVID now? So we're just summer COVID. So summer 2020 or towards the end.
This would be like
April.
May.
May? Okay, so
hold on, I'm counting the times out because JV was born. So they left here in July, so in June.
June. Okay.
Getting to
So
June.
y'all was hanging out, you know, you wasn't supposed to really be hanging out.
Right. So,
All right.
because we had separate events, like because we gave back to the community. So we had like drives and food giveaways, and she was one of my little fairies.
Got it. Okay. All right. So you guys are now, you guys have been known each other kind of at like a couple degrees of separation, but now you guys are actually spending time together, getting to know each other. She's coming over. Okay. All right. So what happened with Amanda?
So me and him, we did tattoos on the side, and she wanted a piece of work done that it wasn't really my style. So I wasn't comfortable, but I knew that he would nail it. So I had
Jay does tattooing.
Jay would nail it. And I never brought females. Like, well, she had a lot of red flags too. She was one of those you don't really bring around your man. But money's money, and it was a $350 piece. We're in COVID. We just had twins. Oh yeah, I need this back.
Okay, all right.
So I schedule her appointment, and she comes over here. She comes over here actually with one of her boyfriends. Now, mind you, guys, remember I told you she was married.
Okay. All right.
That's why I said she's messy. I never would trust her, and I shouldn't have.
Okay. So you say I can't do the tattoo, but Jay can. So she comes over for the tattoo.
Comes over for the tattoo.
And she brings who with her? Is this Mitch?
No, one of her boyfriends.
Okay. All right. All right.
So he decided he wanted a tattoo too. So while he was getting his tattoo, she actually went to go see her other boyfriend real quick. Oh yeah.
Amanda working hard during COVID. Okay.
She had three of them. She had to keep up with her OnlyFans page.
You know, a lot of people came up big during COVID on OnlyFans. Okay. So Amanda is married and has 3 boyfriends.
Yes.
Okay. Boyfriend number 1 is getting a tattoo, and she leaves to go visit boyfriend number 2. Okay. All right. Okay.
So.
Okay.
So she comes over, she gets a tattoo, they leave. And that night, Jay told me that that night after the tattoo, that he got called into work. And then after that, he was going to go to his friend's birthday party.
Okay. So after they leave after the tattoo. And how, like, shortly after?
So they had an early spot. So they were gone here. I'm going to say it was probably around like 3:00 in the afternoon. And at 7:00, that's when he said he had got called into work. He had to close down the kitchen.
Okay. He has to go to work. Okay. And then he's going to go to his friends.
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't think anything of it at this time?
No.
Okay.
The next morning, because I had actually fell asleep waiting for him to come home.
Okay.
The next morning, I realized he wasn't here, and he had other appointments scheduled for his tattoos.
Okay.
So I'm calling him. There's no answer, and then my phone goes off. And it's my cousin who lives next door to Amanda. And she's telling me how Amanda's other boyfriend, the one that came here for the tattoo, was going off because what you guys also don't know is that boyfriend lived with her and her husband because she told her husband it was her cousin. And he didn't think nothing of it because he thinks that she only likes black guys and this was the white guy.
This is okay. All right, so your cousin calls you and calls you just to tell you that the guy's going off at this point. Yeah. She's just calling to tell you. Cousin calls you to say boyfriend number 1 is going off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he was going off because she hadn't come home all night either. And the husband, like, he would be gone like for a couple days at a time because that was his job.
Okay.
So, which made it a little bit easier for her to do her thing.
You didn't get no credit card alert?
No, not this time. Not this time.
Okay.
But I got enough alert from, Big Cousin when she called me, because he was going off about was Amanda hadn't come home either that night.
Is
And
that, is that, did it click for you then, or did you start thinking then when you heard that?
well, she told me that he said that it was with the tattoo guy, that she actually told him that she was with Jay.
Wait,
And
you told your cousin that she was
no,
with
the white guy told the white guy that yeah.
boyfriend number.
And then of course he's going off and telling my cousin. My cousin was like, "You better call her and tell her to run." So, I had actually found out through Amanda was dumb enough to put the boyfriend also on her uncle's like phone work plan. So everybody's location showed up.
So you hit the boyfriend up. This is not Mitch. Is this Mitch?
No, this is not.
I don't even have Mitch. Okay, so you hit the boyfriend up to ask for the location?
That's my cousin had called. So he's standing there and they're going off, and I asked him, about it, because I already knew that he was on her plan. Okay. So he didn't care. He was quick with it, and he gave me the location, and that's when I called my homegirl. I don't know if she's in here, because she's on the app. Meg the Truth. I don't know if she said she was going to tune in, but
Meg, are you here?
If you hear Mama's, I told her to tune in.
Meg, are you in the building? Is this the ride or die friend, Meg? Are you here in the building? Are you here in the building, Meg? Are you here in the building for this?
There's babysitting. I should be like, tell Meg, tell Mom, make sure you get in.
All right. So you hit up Meg. You tell Meg where you're located.
So yeah. So we drove out there, and I knocked on the door. And he knew it was me. You could see there's a peephole, so he didn't answer. But I could hear. I'm listening through the door, so of course you hear a female's voice, and you can hear him talking and telling her that it's me there. So,
are they at a hotel?
No, they're not. They're in an apartment. It was, yeah. It's like a community property apartment.
Got it. Okay. So you ride out. You knock on the door. Nobody's answering. I'm sure you're yelling, getting explicit. Mm-hmm. What happens?
Yeah, just a little bit. I kept my cool, because I didn't want the police.
Okay.
So me and Megan, we drive around, and I told her, give it a half an hour. He's gonna walk out with her. And we parked on the other side. There's a courtyard in between, and we were able to see the front. Literally at 29 minutes, I was like, you know what, forget it, because I unfortunately had the kids in the car. So we gotta go. As I'm pulling off, they walk out the door literally at the half-hour mark. If I don't know this man.
And you see them walk out together. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So my car wasn't even in park. So Meg had to actually hop from the passenger side to the driver's side to put my car in park, because I jumped out and I ran through the courtyard. Yeah, what's up, baby?
If y'all are just tuning in, this is Entanglement with me, Itsjillybaby. We are getting the final pieces of Sugar's entanglement. She has just caught Jay cheating again. She has pulled up, waited outside for 30 minutes. Jay is now walking out of an apartment with Amanda. Sugar has now hopped out of the car that is not parked to take off. Friend has to grab and jump to the driver's side to park the car. So you roll up on him.
Yep.
Run up on him.
Mm-hmm. I passed right past him, because at this point it's a respect matter. You knew that this is my man. We have children.
And a fight ensued.
Yeah. So okay. I'm still kind of calm, but you want to give me some answers. What's that?
Okay.
One thing I don't like is don't look me up and down. Like, what are you about? So her eyes went down, and before they came back up, my hand was already on her throat. Yeah, don't. Yeah. I'm a quiet assassin. I just.
Okay, so you guys have this confrontation. How does the confrontation go? And I mean, does it turn, your hands on throat, do you guys end up getting to a fight, having to pull you guys apart?
Oh God, I wish Meg was here, because she'd probably be cracking up. My adrenaline was going so much that I literally picked this 280-pound heifer up. with my hand and threw her in the back of her truck. Yeah.
Like some WWE.
It was crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
I wish I had it on camera because the way that she explains it is epic.
Okay. So that happens. And what is Jay doing during this?
Standing back, thumb up his butt. Just like not.
The cops get called, you yell, scream, you get answers, or you collect Jay and leave.
So after I placed her nicely in her truck, I let her know. I said, is that's how you like? I said, okay, well, my man, your husband's. So.
And now her true thing's here. Good.
Dave.
It's the background commentary for me. Okay. And I'm assuming Mitch is the husband.
Mitch is the husband.
Okay.
No, you're the husband, Dave. You know what I mean? I'm talking about Amanda's husband. Trying to give us some trouble. You're like, I have all entanglements on the entanglement.
Okay. So you leave there. Does Jay leave with you?
So, no, I leave him there.
You leave him there. All right.
Okay. Meg was nice enough that she drove around and, picked me up because
all right.
out of the courtyard. And, I came home and after that, he didn't come back here for a few days. I was actually given restraining order papers.
Okay. From who? Amanda?
From Amanda, NJ. Okay. So I was served. He came and got, his clothing and his belongings by police escort. It was fine.
Okay.
That's when they had like a Six Flags trip or something. They went to Six Flags. The dumb Dizzy put their bag down, which had his bag, and someone stole it. So there's a restraining order in place, but of course he has to contact me because we still have joint accounts. There's medical cards, stuff like that, that he still kept for the kids.
Okay.
Restraining order in place. He's stranded. Amanda's getting picked up because, of course, her car keys were in the bag by her husband.
So they went on a trip together, and now Amanda needs to get picked up by her husband. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and her kids were there too. That's how classy she is.
Okay. So
that is when I brought him back here to the house because it was already getting late, and I should have never did that.
While you have a restraining order in place, there's a restraining order, and you still go pick him up and bring him back.
Yeah, because like we had just purchased a car not too long ago, so we had to go get the spare. We had to go to the loan. We had to go to the bank because everything was in his bag.
Got it. Okay.
That morning, his anger and everything came out, and it's like, oh, you're gonna do this for me. You're gonna do that for me. No, I'm not. Go have Amanda do it. Because when I turn off, I'm turned off.
Okay.
We actually got into a fight, and then he left. And then he came back and he kicked in my door, and it resulted in him assaulting me and being locked up on several charges because he also stole my purse, my credit cards. And when the police found him, he was actually putting my credit card into an ATM machine.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he gets locked up for that. And when he gets released, he then goes ahead and says that I violated the restraining order that morning at some random location. But it was the time he was kicking in my door.
Got you. All right.
We have some legal stuff to handle, but I have all this information about little Miss Amanda and all her boyfriends that I'm just dying to get to her husband. So here, unfortunately, now though, I have warrants out for my arrest, and I had to turn myself in because of my history. Unfortunately, I was held without bond.
Okay.
I get out.
What's happening in this time period right now? So this is all happened like in July, August. Okay.
Yep.
So rapid. Okay, so we have to tie this up. So how do we tie the story up? So you guys have this trip disaster. You have to help resolve the trip disaster, which means technically violating the restraining order, but he's home. He comes back for a few days. You guys get into it again. He gets abusive, so he gets sent to jail. And then he gets out. He says, well, you violated the restraining order, so now you have a warrant. And you go and turn yourself in. Okay. And at this time, Mitch is just hanging over there. Like,
he still don't know anything except like my mother knocking on his door saying that I needed to talk to him, my cousin, the neighbor.
Okay.
when I get released, I actually meet up with this gentleman.
Okay.
And I supply him with text messages from me and her, all the boyfriend's information, recordings from her OnlyFans. Like, here, I'm loading you for your divorce.
Okay.
So we wound up having a couple conversations over that week period. And then we went out and we had dinner because I had some more things printed out. And he was actually meeting up with my lawyer. He took my lawyer on as his divorce lawyer.
And Mitch had no idea? Mitch had no idea that this was happening?
Nope. I can't smoke them.
Y'all don't be a Mitch. That sounds like I'm trying to say something else. Dang, poor Mitch. Mitch.
You know,
okay.
He thought
All
he was
right.
going to work and he was coming home to his wife taking care of the kids while he was away for the few days every other week, every week.
Okay. All right. So you do all this for Mitch, and then what happens? So how does this end?
That night, the lawyer left. We finished up having some drinks. I had actually drove with the lawyer to where we were, so he drove me home, and I offered him in because my kids were away with the babysitter. And when he came in, I asked him if he wanted something else to drink. Came in, had a drink. I started to strip down because I'm a woman of my word, and I told him, I told your wife, since my man, I was gonna and he laughed and started to strip down and said that he told my children's father the same thing, just the other day. And
So you guys had revenge sex?
Yes.
Okay.
So at this period now, it was like right away he had put her out. Well, it was kind of mutual. She left. That community apartment now became their apartment.
Jay and Amanda now.
Amanda.
Okay.
Mitch filed for a divorce. Me and him continued our relationship for a little over 5 months until he moved to a different state.
Oh my gosh. I was about to say, is the person yelling in the background Mitch? I would have lost. If y'all, those of you that are still here, if that was Mitch in the background, would y'all not have fell out? I would have been like, my bad, Mitch. I ain't mean to say I don't see. I'm over here talking about, don't you be a Mitch. Mitch be like, I'm still here, Jilly. I would have. Okay. All right. But Jay and Amanda lived together. You and Mitch for 5 months. So with you and Mitch, it was just like a physical, like a benefits type thing. It wasn't anything.
We actually, Facebook official, we were dating, doing family things with the kids. It was really toxic though, because of,
how it started. Yeah.
You have my children's father, your children's mother, your wife together, and here, me and you. So right. It was just a recipe for just messiness.
So it ended amicably though. Like you guys didn't, he moved and he just, okay. And then Jay and Amanda, are they still a thing?
So they are now married and living in a whole nother state. I'm in Maryland. They're now in South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't messaged me for months asking me about his children. And Jilly, don't you know? While I was just streaming, I got an email. So I think he's got eyes somewhere on some of my social media when I had posted up about our show.
Jay, are you here in the background, Jay?
No.
Jay, are you in the background here listening to this entanglement right now, Jay?
Yeah.
Put a one in the comments.
Yeah, like I got an email. I'm gonna screenshot the email because like it's there. I was like, what? And the last time I've heard from this man was August the 28th.
Jay, you wanna come and share your story? Hit Jess the author in the comments. I don't know if Jess is still here. Okay. All right. So but they're married, they're in a whole other state now. And that's that. Wow. Okay. Y'all, I'm gonna get through this recap as quick as possible. Y'all ready for this recap? Put drink and snack emojis in the comments. Y'all hit the box. Y'all hit this box if you want to ask a question or plug anything you have. Sit in the box. Drink and snack emojis. Let's get through this recap. I have some more questions. You can now turn the comments back on, Sugar. The room is simultaneously having a fave party as well as commenting on the story.
My gosh, y'all, please save me.
In this room.
My account. I'm starting over. I need the faves.
Oh yes, y'all please make sure y'all favorite Sugar. POF deleted her original account, so please hit her with the fave while she's in here telling this story. All right, here we go with the recap, y'all. All right, we have Sugar, we have Jay, we have Amanda, we have Mitch. Yeah, I'll go this way. All right, Amanda and Mitch. Okay, so the meat of the entanglement happened in the middle of COVID, but all of this, she met Jay prior to COVID, so prior to live streaming even being on Plenty of Fish. So what happened was Sugar had gotten out of an 8-year relationship, moved in with her little sister. Her little sister decided to create her an account on Plenty of Fish, y'all. Created the account, didn't tell her. When they decided to go out and have some drinks at the bar, they come home, Sugar, they're wasted. She shows her the account, guys, and she says, you know, let's look. So they start looking. She comes across Jay's profile. Jay has a thirsty pickup, and she slides in the DMs, and she says, pretty much, I have enough fluids for your thirsty picture. He responds. They speak. I'm gonna go this way so y'all can see me. I can't hold this up. They speak for about 2 to 3 weeks. They exchange phone numbers instantly. Talk for 2 to 3 weeks before they meet in person. They meet in person. They go to a restaurant. They go to the restaurant that he works at because Jay is a chef. And she said he looked better in person than he did in the picture, y'all.
Oh, hold up, Jilly. Jilly, one of the boyfriends is in the comments. They sound crazy, y'all. Rico Reds. That's boyfriend that she left while she was here getting
Rico. You a boyfriend, Rico? Oh, child. All right, let's get through this. Rico, hold on. Let's get through this recap, please. Okay. So they go on this date. It's a great date. Everything seems really well. That first week, they end up going on dates like multiple times. It led to them actually moving in. Jay and Sugar moved in 6 weeks after meeting each other, guys. 6 weeks. She moves in, and they have that honeymoon phase. She said for the first 3 months, honeymoon phase, everything seemed fine. She moved into Jay's place because remember, she was living with little sis. During that time period, she does know that Jay has children. He has an ex-wife, and then he has another baby mama. She meets these two women, and these two women both tell her, hey, I'm giving you some warnings. He's abusive. He has this history, just let you know. But she pushes through and she stays. After about 6 months of being together, the first sign of cheating gets found out, y'all. Sugar had gotten pregnant and she was having a miscarriage. She had called him. He said he's busy at work. So she had to call a friend to take her to the hospital. While she is at the hospital, her phone notification goes off, and it's a notification from the credit card. They had only been living together for 6 months, but they have a joint credit card, y'all. The credit card goes off, and it is a charge from the Holiday Inn, a hotel. Amanda said, not Amanda, I'm sorry, Sugar says, that's not me. I'm not there. I'm here at the hospital, but he can't be here, but there's a Holiday Inn charge. So she finishes up at the hospital, is on her way back. She picks up the phone and she calls the hotel. She calls the hotel and asks to be connected to the room because, of course, it is on her credit card. She has the credit card. Gets connected to the room. The woman answers the phone. The woman answers the phone. I guess she's like half asleep, doesn't even really recognize what's happening, but doesn't hang the phone up. So she just puts the phone down. So now Sugar and her friend are listening, and they can hear the woman and Jay having sex. They record it because sis said receipts. Jay comes home that night, realizes everything that has happened. She said he doesn't deny it. She leaves for a few days, leaves back to her mom. Now, y'all, in the comments, if up until this point in this scenario, if you were Sugar, you've been through all of these things, you get the notification, you pick up the phone, you hear all of this happening, he comes home. Are you staying? Are you leaving? You leave. Well, she did leave, but then she went back, y'all. She went back. She goes back, she leaves for a few days, doesn't want to stay at her mom. She's like, my stuff is there. Whatever happens, she reconciles, she goes back. She goes back, and over this next year and a half, y'all, she gets pregnant again. They lose that child. They get pregnant for a third time, and then she has their son. After she had their son, she said that's when things changed again. Abuse started again in this relationship. And when this started to happen, she started to make plans. So she started to make plans to secure her own place. So she got a separate place, but still stayed in that place and was going to just make an escape at some point in time. Well, she established her own place, but she got sucked back in again, y'all. She got sucked back in again. And eventually, the new place that she secured became both of their primary residence because they moved out of that place and moved into her new place. So now she's in her new place and they're together and they get pregnant another time. She ends up having to not have that pregnancy as well because of complications. And again, when this is happening to her, like previously, he left again that same night and apparently more cheating. Then COVID hits, y'all. COVID hit where you were when COVID hit. That's where you was going to be for the rest of 2020, damn near. So now they're locked down and they're stuck together. She gets pregnant again and they have twins, or she had gotten pregnant and she has twins. But during COVID, she picked up a new hobby called wine fairies, where you go and you go and you drop little care packages with wine and things at people's doorstep. Because remember, you're not supposed to be hanging out. But she picked up this hobby, and while she picked up this hobby, she met Amanda, y'all. Amanda was Sugar's cousin's neighbor. So they all kind of got involved in this group. Amanda lived next to her cousin. Amanda was married. And they began to, like she would come over and help. So they formed a friendship. Sugar and Jay also do tattooing. Well, Amanda wanted a tattoo. Sugar said, that's not my aesthetic, but I'm here to secure the bag. Jay can do that tattoo. So let me go ahead and you can come over and Jay will do your tattoo. So Jay is doing the tattoo. Amanda shows up. Amanda shows up not with her husband, Mitch, but with one of her boyfriends. They both show up. Amanda gets her tattoo. The boyfriend wants a tattoo. While the boyfriend is getting a tattoo, Amanda dips out, y'all. Amanda's a busy woman. During COVID, Amanda, or maybe prior, but Amanda's OnlyFans is booming. OnlyFans was booming in 2020, y'all. So Amanda, she brought her boyfriend. He's getting a tattoo. Amanda said, be right back. She left to go check on boyfriend number 2 while boyfriend number 1 was getting a tattoo.
And that was Rico Reds.
Boyfriend number 1?
Rico Reds was the boyfriend that she left the one here for.
Let me backtrack, y'all. Boyfriend number 1 is getting a tattoo. Amanda leaves to go holla at Rico. Went to go holla at Rico while boyfriend number 1 was getting a tattoo. Boyfriend number 1 at the time, y'all, lived with Amanda and Mitch. Lived with Amanda and Mitch because Amanda told Mitch that was her cousin, her family member, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Was her cousin. So Amanda leaves to go check on Rico. When she's done with Rico, she comes back, collects boyfriend number 1, and they leave around 3 o'clock. At about 7 p.m., y'all, 4 hours later, Jay looks at Sugar and says, hey, I have to leave to go to work. I just got a call. They need me to come close down the restaurant. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go over to my friend's house and hang out. Sugar says, okay, well, why would I, nothing really to think about here. So he leaves. Sugar falls asleep, wakes up the next morning, looks around. No Jay. He didn't come home that night, y'all. While she's calling and calling and calling, all of a sudden, cousin calls. Cousin calls and says, boyfriend number 1 is over here going off, y'all. Boyfriend number 1 here is going off about Amanda because guess who also didn't come home last night? Amanda. Amanda didn't come home either. Amanda was talking to boyfriend number 1 and told boyfriend number 1, I'm with Tattoo Guy. Do y'all remember who Tattoo Guy is, y'all? Tattoo Guy is Jay. Sugar says, let me, ask him, finds out about their phone plans. Boyfriend number 1 is already in his feelings, says, no problem. I can look at the location, find her phone, finds her phone, gives the address. Sugar calls up her BFF, calls up her ride or die. Those of you in the comments that are still here, put the initial of your ride or die that if you needed to go pull up on somebody, who that person would be. And if you were that person, then you put your hand up. Y'all got your ride or die who would jump in the car and just go with you, no questions asked. Okay, well, she calls her up and she says, no problem. They pull up. Remember, she has the kids. This is COVID. Put the kids in the back and they ride out to the apartment. Just ride out to the apartment, y'all. Go to the apartment, knocking on the door. Nobody's answering, but she can hear voices. That's fine. She said, pull off. Let's go park and let's watch. I guarantee you 30 minutes, they'll be coming out. So she pulls off. They pull off across the courtyard and they're watching. And Sugar says, at the 29th minute, she was like, all right, you know what? I got the kids. This is enough. We go. She says, just as she was about to skirt, guess who comes walking out? Jay and Amanda walking out. Sugar says all she saw at that point was red. The car wasn't parked. She hopped out the car. Best friend had to hop over and put the car in park. She darts across the courtyard. She's got WWE on the situation, apparently, rolled up on her, asked her some questions, didn't like the way Amanda looked at her. She said Amanda did one of these. I want y'all to look at my face right now. Amanda did one of these. I'm going to do it again. How will y'all feel if y'all upset and you roll up on somebody, confronting them, and they do one of these? Well, apparently that triggered Sugar, and she just says she got straight Undertaker on her, grabbed her by the throat, picked her up, threw her in the back of the truck. I don't, y'all visualize that however you want to. But you know, sometimes when you're upset and your adrenaline is rushing, you get super strength. So she said she threw her in the back of the truck, and they begin to have a yelling match and whatnot happens. And all Sugar says is, I'm gonna give you the edited version. You slept with my man, I'm gonna sleep with your husband. Jay doesn't come home. They leave. Good best friend pulls up around the courtyard, picks her up. They go back. Jay doesn't come home for a few days, and now we're going to fast forward through the end of this. A lot of stuff happens after this, y'all. After that incident, both Amanda and Jay put a restraining order on Sugar. He comes to get his stuff, moves out. They're staying in the apartment that they got caught in. They end up going on some trip together, have a whole trip disaster, lose all of their things, come back. Mitch, the husband, has to come pick Amanda up. Jay, even in violation of the restraining order, Sugar ends up picking him up, bringing him back to the house. He's there for a few days. Abuse ensues again. They have it out again. He gets put in jail. Because he's frustrated getting put in jail, when he gets out, he then turns Sugar in because says that she violated her restraining order. So she ends up having to turn herself in. Well, after all of this happened, y'all, towards the end of 2020, when she finally gets out, she did not forget the promise that she made. So she says, you know what? When she got out, she finally got a hold of Mitch, said, hey, we need to talk, laid out all the receipts. Y'all, Mitch had no idea. Mitch had no idea. Do y'all believe that Mitch had no idea? I mean, a real question. You think Mitch really didn't have an idea? Do you think Mitch was gone for days at a time doing stuff? I don't know, but according to the story, Mitch had no idea this was happening. But she explained all her receipts, said, hey, I'll give you whatever you need for your divorce.
A video.
Another time they meet up and have dinner. Sugar comes with the lawyer. The lawyer helps him get a lawyer. They sit there, they have dinner. The lawyer's there. The lawyer leaves, and Mitch says, I'll give you a ride home, because Sugar had rode there with the lawyer. They go back to the house. She said, hey, you want to come in for, a drink, another drink? As soon as they come in, Sugar says she stripped down, and she said, well, I told your wife that since she slept with my man, I was going to sleep with her husband. Mitch said, well, I told your man the same thing the other day. And they have revenge sex right then and there. They began dating each other for about 5 months. Ended up just ending amicably. Mitch moved away. Jay and Amanda, y'all, are married. I don't know if they happily married, but they married and they live in a whole other state now. Is that everything?
I just want to be your favorite. Ask whose sex was better. Ask Rico Reds who was better, Amanda or me.
You slept with Rico too. Okay. All right, y'all. The box is open. Hit the box if you have questions, comments. Don't forget. Oh, y'all, we are out of the feature box. Let me take my picture down and change. Okay, y'all, we are not a featured show anymore.
Can I change my name back to Moxie Throat Goat now?
Y'all can cuss. I'm about to let y'all in the box. Let me just change this photo real quick, y'all. So we ain't promoting the featured show. Okay. All right. Hit the box if you got questions. If you have oh Jesus.
Oh.
What's up, love? I'm just wondering, when you went to do the Undertaker, when you went to do this right here, when you choke slam and put it in the car,
it was like,
why did y'all have an argument match? What happened to the open ass?
What do I gotta say?
Well, you had a lot to say. If you had an argument match, I was trying to figure out if I was hearing that right or not. But you did this, and you went with the choke slam and an argument match.
No, it was just like that's what I pretty much said to her. My man,
You can cuss. You can cuss now. We have the box. You can cuss.
Look, I was programming myself now.
No. No, they had a fight. They argued. She looked her up and down, and then she just put hands on her.
All right, and then my second question. I got another question. So y'all had a joint credit card, right? So your name is Sugar. So what type of sugar exactly does that involve? Does that involve Sugar Mama tendencies? Because we're always looking for a top gifter around these here parts. You know what I'm saying? So if you have Sugar Mama tendencies, I was just wondering how that's set up. You know what I'm saying? Because there's plenty of Sugar Mamas around here. You know, you know what I'm saying? You don't hurt. I done seen Sugar Mamas go like multi-millions on boards. You know? So, no. Your name is Sugar.
No, but I told you Sugar Mama.
And technically you got a kid, so that says Sugar Mama. So I was just, is the booger Sugar or
get out the box. Do you have anything else?
Crystal Light Sugar?
Lily,
it's a sugar substitute.
Are you gonna plug anything that you have before?
Oh yeah, I do have a sports show. Hold up, my battery went low. I do have a sports show Wednesday 7 p.m. If you guys want to come in to that situation, and it's always a good vibe. So y'all just fave me because y'all know I'm known as Fave Me Dale. Don't worry about the jazzy surf stuff. It's the fave part that you want to be worried about. And y'all go fave the Pineapple Crew too.
Gangsta Pineapple, hop in the box.
He needs some fave, so he trying to get to like 35, so he gets his 5,000. So
Okay, can you hear me now? I have questions. I had to take notes because I was really confused. Okay, so how old was Jay when he slept with the 18-year-old, please?
34.
And did he not coach her on the aspect of if my phone goes off, don't answer it or access the voicemail? Because if that was me and you called me, I would be like, sorry, but the number you're calling has been disconnected. Please try again. Side chicken's got side chicken right. I would have side chicked right. Next thing, was she there on your first date when you went to the restaurant?
The waitress. No. Okay.
Oh, okay. And then, so I know he was a chef and whatever. When he was cooking his business to you, was it good?
Yeah.
Hey, okay, that's another thing. Did anyone get tested in this process?
Get what?
Did anyone get tested in this process? I'm just asking because there was a lot of like people.
Oh, I'm like an every 3-monther.
Okay, cool. You're my team. Cool. I'm with you. Okay, and the last question, for the sake of science and for the people in the comments, can we get Amanda's OnlyFans names?
Rico, you remember what it is? You're on it.
Rico. Wait, Rico's on the OnlyFans?
Rico's on the OnlyFans.
Yeah, he said, what's it called? The guy saw the video of him and Amanda together before the whole thing took place.
Damn, y'all chased Rico out?
And then, oh guys, I got an auction on Friday, 9:10 Eastern, just to let you know, Lizzie Moonlight royalty auction. If you want a British bombshell, come get me. Ow.
Wait, Rico said, hold on. Oh, Rico, you can get in the box, boo. Rico. Weddy, hit the box, Weddy.
We need to know.
Oh, Pineapple, I got you right here. Hold on. Pineapple, I'm in the middle of Pineapple. Moxie, I already got you faved. I think I had you faved.
Okay, is that all my questions? Just need to double check. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. Everything. Check it.
Respectfully, y'all are around the corner from me, so I hope I don't know any of y'all.
Uh-oh.
I was like, this sounds like a Baltimore story. And I was like, hold up. Let me look at the location. I was like, oh my gosh. Thank you, truly. Oh my gosh. Okay, Top Hatch Squares on Sunday. That's all.
Oh, okay, Top Hatch Square Sunday at 6. Yes, ma'am.
Bye.
Any other questions? Rico, are you gonna hit the box, Rico? We would love to hear from you, Rico. Rico said, hold on. Right, Rico is in here. Okay. Do you remember the names of the name of the OnlyFans? Wait for her. Yeah. Oh, someone said, where's your ride or die? Is Megan still in here?
Meg.
Meg, do you hit the box?
I think she
Oh, I made a new one. Lily, Amanda's in the wind. So he thinks it's different. All right, does anybody have anything else going on? Anything you want to promote? Y'all, Moxie needs 30 faves. I think less than 30 faves, y'all. We about to do do you have anything coming up? Sugar, y'all know, Sugar had to start her page over again. So please, if y'all are in here peeking, not speaking, can you please make sure y'all hit Sugar with the fave? Please hit her with the fave. She's starting over. Y'all, there are 110 of y'all on Plenty of Fish right now, peeking and not speaking in this room.
The circle.
Okay, so y'all don't even need to speak, but please hit the star by my name. Hit me with a fave. Hit Sugar with a fave. Moxie, get your butt in this box if you want to collect these faves. Oh, Jeff is here.
But you asked me, so Jilly, what I do is on Monday nights I have Mail Monday. Mail Monday, you drop the gift of the day, you pick a number, and you actually get to respond to any profile message that gets sent to me on the app, because I am taking it off of the market. I just was reunited with the love of my life. He jumped in my stream the other day. Yeah.
Look at the app giveth and the gap. Aw, okay. Look, the app, look. The app, full circle.
But yeah, mail, like MAIL, Mail Monday, because like I said, you do get to drop